Christmas, everybody. I'm dressed as Santa's little helper, just to get into the spirit of Christmas and to run around and deliver presents before Christmas to some lucky customer whose house is completing. So we're just going to run through in the last week before completion to show you a robust house. Sorry mate. But it's also, we'll get out of the way, it's also a hybrid, high physical support. So you'll notice the huge doors as well. This one's got double together. Enormous doors, big enough for the big motorised wheelchairs. It is a robust house for cocoon, and it's their previous plan, so that's why we noticed these ramps. The new design doesn't have, not allowed to have any of these ramps, but this was started more than a year ago, and it's now just being completed now. So you notice the enormous door, which is solid door as well, and we all know that an NDIS house costs twice as much to build as a normal everyday residential property, so you'll start to see some of the reasons why. Enormous door, security, intercom, and that's just before we've got in here. You'll notice that I look like one of Santa's little elves, just because the doors are so huge, they're so expensive. It's a 3-metre ceiling as well, which we need for the hoists and joists that might go into a high physical support, or if we get a high physical support person. And you know, we then need those lifts to get them in and out of their wheelchair.
And sprinklers.
Yeah, and the sprinklers as well. So the sprinklers are not mandatory. We suggest they're a good idea because you actually get more rent with sprinklers, and it'll pay back. You know, last time I did a calculation, maybe 7 years, 8 years, you get all your money back, and then it's extra profit. So definitely worthwhile considering having sprinklers in every house, and at some stage though, I'm sure that NDIS will make it mandatory for high physical support people as well. So we take a walk into first participant's room. I love the enormous doors. It's robust, so they're the people with mental issues. Some of them are. A lot of them have just got depression, and you notice that there's no glass, so there's nothing for them to smash. There's no doors on the cupboards. At all. All right. So everything's open. We've got the TV, which will be placed in this frame, and then it'll be covered with a perspex screen, so they can't smash that either. There's pretty much nothing for them to break. The glass is unbreakable, you know, unless they've got a couple shotguns or something like that. And we've also, this one's already got the powered blinds attached to it, so very often a high physical support person would need powered doors, powered blinds, etc. The bathroom's huge, of course, and there's no lid, as we notice. It's a complete wet area. Already mentioned there's no shower screen, no glass for them to break, and you know, all the other fixtures and fittings. So we also, you'll understand that there's enormous amount of extra fixtures and fittings that are required in an NDIS house, as opposed to the minimum that's required in a normal everyday investment property. With the cocoon design, each participant's also got their own outdoor area, and we've still got a week before this is going to be handed over. So this is like a mirror for the other occupant, so they can live effectively separately. And then you've got a divider, a fence that goes down here with a gate to go between, and a gate to go front and rear of the house as well. So they'll be put in during the week, and the other occupant can live on this side. So when they're here, this is all walled off. They don't see each other. They can't be upset, distracted, annoyed by anybody else. It's their own private outdoor space. as well as their own room. The size of the houses keeps getting bigger. The NDIS wants bigger and bigger houses, and that also tells you to hurry up and buy one, because if it's a bigger house, it's going to need a bigger block of land. So we're obviously at the end of 2023, and you know, we can buy these houses for mid 800s, low 800s sometimes. But if we need a bigger block of land in this area, it's an extra $150,000 to get a bigger block of land. In you know, even Melton area, it's another 100 something. Fraser's Rise an extra $130,000 for the bigger block of land that NDIS wants the bigger houses to go on. And then of course, bigger house means bigger building cost. So we're at least $150,000 more expensive in 2024 for houses in the suburban areas. Residential, regional, maybe not so much, but the rent's not going to go up $150,000. All right, so hurry up, buy something that meets code, get signed up with today's rules and regulations. All solid, you know, so many extra hinges are required as well, which, you know, people don't see. The indestructible plaster, well, what's the plaster called again, Alex?
It's open 10mm, the brand, 12mm, but I don't know the actual way, but it's indestructible plaster.
Yeah, indestructible plaster. This one's 2-car garage. Really only need a 1-car garage with robust participants.
I should say soundproof installation to all internal walls.
Oh yeah, and all soundproof installation between the walls as well. This is the breakout room. I'm not sure, I think they might be calling it the sensory room next year, and it's all black. And if a participant, and textured, and if it's, you know, if a participant's misbehaving, they can be timed out in this room and calm themselves down. So the sensory room will also have lots of things for them to touch, hug, play with, just calm down, and different textures, etc. When the psychologists come, the interviews, the meetings are always done in these rooms as well. So additional cost, of course, to a normal everyday house, but this is why you're getting paid 9 times to 10 times more rent per room than what you would for a normal everyday investment property. No cupboards, no colours. This is the other participants' room, which is just a mirror image from the other side there. So really nice and big. Poor Alex is trying to hide and having a nice shower, but bad luck, you know. He's our supermodel of the day. We have got the carers room, and in the carers room, all the intercom comes into the carers room. They just ignore this handle, because that's going to be changed, because the carer has to be able to lock themselves in their room to escape from any possibility of, you know, violent, aggressive behaviour. So they can lock themselves in here. This is also where all the medicines get locked up as well. So there's a few things to do to finish it all off. Because in the carer's room, they very often need to sleep overnight with 24-hour care. This is where the carer will sleep. And they've got their own bathroom as well, and this is the only place that you'll see glass. But the participants are never allowed, they can't get in. Some houses have facial recognition on this door in the carer's room, so nobody else apart from the appropriate carer can even get into the room as well. It's quite nice. There's also the exit door from the carer's room, because if they've got to run away, this is one way that they can get out. And of course, if there's a fire, this is one of the exit points as well. So we've got to be very conscious of, you know, fire, aggressive behaviour, hiding medicines, hiding knives, all those sort of things from some of these people. Every room's got their own split cycle air conditioning, and the air conditioning has to be put up high so it's out of the reach of the participants as well. So they can't damage it, they can't reach it, they can't hang themselves off it. All these extra considerations that most people would never ever have thought about. There. We've got a laundry there. The specifications for the TV and the current specifications for NDIS is 50-inch TV. So in the robust houses, this frame is built. As I said, the perspex goes on, they can't smash it at all. And we pay the NDIS provider a fee to furnish the house.
See how we go on that one, but that's why
The glass is all indestructible, I might have mentioned that. The doors are indestructible. There has to be a lock on in the kitchen for a kitchen cabinet. And one of the most expensive parts of this kitchen is an electric bench, where if we have a robust person, they can sort of just still sit in their wheelchair, come along and chop up their carrots for lunch, and then somebody else can come along and also use it. That's the only bench that's NDIS approved, and it costs, we think, about $7,000 or so, which is also one of those other costs, and that means this house is a bit more expensive house. So hopefully we've given you an idea why it costs a bit more, but basically none of our customers cares why it costs more, because instead of getting $500 a week, you're getting $5,000 of income. Big difference. And this is where the money goes. The flooring, non-slip, some sort of special grade for wheelchairs. There's an outdoor area, so if they want to have a jacuzzi and the NDIS funds it, then that can go there as well. This in robust, that all has to be the AstroTurf side of things, or the fake grass, whatever they call it. So we're a week away from handing over this property, so there's a lot to do, but it's the first one that's going to be completed for robust that we've actually seen. So the theory's been fine, and there's plenty of others obviously that already have been completed and have income coming in. So also as an answer to it's too good to be true, we now have quite a collection of income statements that I'd be happy to show people as well, to show that these things now exist, they physically exist, they're real, it's not too good to be true. And here's John, who can also help with inquiries on the NDIS side of things. And Alex was the builder that's putting them all together and been kind enough to delay his wonderful Christmas holidays just to show us the place that it exists. So yeah, it's all full, after COVID, everything's full steam ahead now. We've had a huge increase in the rent that we generate, the income, we've improved the incomes coming in. The houses, they're completing all the time now, so if you do want to if you do need to touch it, feel it, kiss it and hug it,
should be able to get your new one in about a couple of months, which we're heading to lock over Christmas, but probably about in April we should be able to get people.
Yeah, on an ongoing basis, pretty much any time. Alright.
I just want to add one thing there, Joe. We've got Alex the builder here, and I've come from the building background, and seeing the differences and all the upgrades and all the reinforcements in all the build does make sense, and you can actually see what they've done, and it does justify the upgrading cost, because all of these are not cheap. Everything in here, as I said, coming from the background of building, all of these items that have been placed in this house do add up.
Oh yeah, and the government knows that, and that's why, we never have a problem with our valuations, because to build something like this, it's $990,000.
There's nothing standard. That's what there's nothing standard.
As far as the government's concerned,
Maybe not last.
but we're getting enormously less thanks to the volume that's running through with Alex. And of course, the government knows that, which is why they pay us such huge rents. All right, so hurry up, replace your income, put your kids through the best school, retire sooner, buy yourself a couple of Mercedes. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Anne.